Hello, Flosstube. It is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches here, coming to you on Saturday afternoon. And today is September, I don't know, 5th. Monday was the 31st. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, 5th. September 5th. Saturday afternoon, September 5th. So, this is a channel about cross stitch. Welcome back to my subscribers, and welcome to anybody who's come here for the first time. Like I said, this is a channel about cross stitch, and we're gonna talk about it. Finishes, whips, haul, talk about it all. So one thing that I have mentioned before, it was one of the things that got lost in that video that didn't upload a couple weeks ago, was this Lindy Stitches Mother's Heart, and it says, "Mother's heart is black and blue, bruised from loving ever true." So this was the original, and I have been trying to show this FFO for a couple of weeks now. This is how I finished it, and I used this pinky fabric from Lady Dot Creates, and there's a little seam down here because I stitched this on 28 count, and this model is done on 32 count, I think. Yeah, 32 count, picture this plus Arctic Belfast linen. And there's the little template that comes in here is for 32 count. So I had to enlarge it for this 28 count even weave. But the Lady Dot Creates fabric was not long enough for this. So I had to sort of patch a little thing in here. And, you know, it's not really that bad. But the important thing was this, I bought this, like I said, this lilac. Lilacs is the name of the fabric, and this is Chianti was the name of this little chenille trim. So that's how I finished it. That's how it came out. I'm pretty happy with that. Hold on just a second. And so there's that, finally. I was able to show that to you. And so this past week, I don't know if I stitched on this week, or if it was on that failed upload, but this because it seems like it was a longer time ago than, you know, but I think I stitched on this sometime in August maybe, but you know, not recently. This is the Teresa Kogut Santa Knows. It's backwards, sorry. Santa knows your heart that's true, so he's bringing wool for you. And what I did on just a little bit on this, I just filled in his arm, part of his arm, and did his hat and the little bolly on the end of his hat. And because I had done the rest of the outline of his robe before, so I just added his heart, and you can see where his beard is going to go around here, and his eyebrows up here. So I worked on that a little bit, and then I worked on Christmas at Winterberry Farm. This is by Brenda Gervais. But the problem with this was, see right here, this damage to the picture. It stuck to the vinyl of my project bag. And I think I think it must be whatever ink was, because I haven't had a problem with my project bag before. And this is the pattern, the chart where, on the pattern that came with it, where it was folded in half, the line where the crease was like the ink was flaking off or something. So I had to make a quick working copy to preserve that before it got to the point where I couldn't, you know, see it. But somehow this stuck to the vinyl of my project bag. But fortunately it did not harm the picture at all. Just I have to be careful about putting that in there. So I worked on it some more. It's coming along. I did a little deer. I didn't put his eye in yet, but I did his antlers, and I did Santa's shoes, and the little hooves on the reindeer, and his harness. And I did, these are all tree trunks, various trees there. And then there's a snowman. I didn't do his scarf and his hat yet. And he's, where these empty lines are, the tree is going to go there. But I did the wagon, or sled, or whatever, and the wheels. I guess it's a wagon, because it has wheels. Let me move this needle winder out of the way here. You can see. So there's these little trees. And so there's that. I worked on that. And I worked on this flamingo. Last time I showed it. This is a little a kit. I got it, I think, at Hobby Lobby. So last time I showed it, I had done the fronds, the palm fronds and clouds on this side. And I had just started down here, I think, on these. And so I finished. Uh-oh. These magnets are sticking together. So I finished the palm fronds on this side and the clouds. And so now I just have to do the water and the beach and the flowers that are down there. So, and I still haven't done the flamingo's eye, because it's black, and then the back stitching around the flamingo's body is black. This is actually gray, and so then there's black for the eye. So, but I'm not going to do that till last. So I'm not going to do the eye till later on. So the next thing I have to do is the water and the sand down here. But otherwise, it's coming along pretty well. And I think I like the way the dye looks for the sky and everything. And then I worked on this wolf kit that I also got at Hobby Lobby. And again, I dyed the Ada kit that came with the kit because it was just white, and I didn't like the wolf floating in the blank whiteness there. So I dyed it this green color. And the problem that I had, I had done this part of the tree before, and I had done his face, and so I decided to do this gray right here on the very top of his nose, and then the darker gray on the or whatever color it is for his nose, and then there's this gray-green color here. But when I started to do it, I realized that this was in the wrong place, and so was this, and so was this. And so, because I had started to do this gray right here, and I thought, because I was using, this is correct, and I started doing this, and this is correct, and then I started doing this gray, and I thought, this is not in the right place. This is like way up here, and I had like totally done this in the wrong place, so I had to pull it all out, and I re-stitched it. And then these go around his eyes. His eyes go in here, but there's his nose, so he's a little bit more. You can make him out. He looks a little bit more like a wolf now. But yeah, so I had to unstitch all of this gray-green color and restitch it. But I did a lot of this color there. And it's all going to be solid stitching, so you're really not going to see any of the green, in this lower part. You're just going to see it between the trees, when he's done. And then, this is the week of unstitching. Then I worked on this tribal owl, and what I'm doing right in here, right? So it doesn't look like much anyway, but so I had done this section. You can see the little holes here. And this section, I had done both of these sections. I was almost done with this when I realized, you know, I thought, well, that doesn't look right. That it's. I was trying to make sure I was, you know, like how far the line of stitches came, you know, how far it was from this. And I realized that I had started this section, like, you know, the 9 dots of the square. This is on even weave. I had done it, you know, like half a square, half a stitch, whatever, too far over. And I thought about leaving it and, you know, and just kind of, you know, fudging it because on the outside of this design, this is the edge of the design. And then, you know, the edge right here. And then next to it is this, you know, sort of a blank line. And then the brown stitches, the darker brown stitches go on this side. So I thought, well, you know, it's not that, you know, I could just have that white thing and have it be closer, you know, than it's supposed to be, whatever. But I thought, you know, I don't want to do that. I want it to be correct. So I pulled it all out. And I've started over again. So, yeah. Anyway, so hopefully I'm going to finish the rest of this today, and I may have to set it aside. But anyway, so that was how I spent my week. I don't know when I did the Santa nose thing. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it was this past week. It seemed like it was longer ago than that, but I don't know. Anyway, one of the things I did, and it seems like I do this every Saturday, that my sister and I went to Hobby Lobby. And part of it was that I was looking for this color for some project that I'm working on. I think, I don't know if it was Winterberry Farm or it's either Winterberry Farm or the other one. No, it's not Santa Rosa, so it must be Winterberry Farm. That there was one. They're all fancy floss colors, and and there was one that I couldn't find, and so this 612 is the DMC equivalent, and for some reason I couldn't find my bobbin of 612, so I bought this one. So anyway, I bought this. This is all I went in to Hobby Lobby to get. Once again, thread. And of course, you know, 20 bucks later, I bought some more magnets. And they don't have, you know, they don't have the I want one size larger than this, and they don't have them. So they never have them. But then I bought, some time ago, I bought a llama, and I bought a little thing of beads, and I have more beads than they only had one llama, so they had a couple more, so I bought 2 more llamas. Theoretically, it'll be a scissor pull, you know, or whatever, scissor fob. And then I bought some 28 count even weave, some white that I plan to dye. I think I have 1 or 2 things of even weave and 1 of linen that I plan to dye for various things. I think I have 2 or 3 projects in mind that that I want to dye cloth for. So I don't know. It's always good to have that on hand, you know, if something comes up. But anyway, so I think that's all I really wanted to talk about. Except that, I don't know about you, but I always seem to get in the wrong line no matter where I go. It used to be, before all this pandemic hit, I would go to the movies pretty often with my sisters, and it seemed like, at this concession stand, I'd get in line to get my snacks, and I would try to, I would look at all the lines and try to get in one that seems like it was moving pretty well, and I would try to avoid, like, parents with a whole bunch of kids, because they would ask the kid, what do you want? And the kid would say whatever they wanted, and the parent would say, oh no, we're not going to get that. And so they have this big old conversation, there at the concession stand while the rest of us are waiting in line. So I would try to avoid that, and I would, look at the lines and think, okay, well, this one's going pretty quickly. And so or doesn't have very many people, so I'd get in line there, and inevitably, the clerk would, like, walking all slow, getting their stuff, or this person in front of me wanted, 40,000 things or whatever, but inevitably I would choose the wrong line. And so that's kind of how it was at Hobby Lobby. I thought, okay, there's a whole bunch of lines there was a lot of people there, and I thought, well, this one seems pretty short. So I got in the line, and the lady at the front of the line had some kind of an issue. She was over there talking to the clerk about something. And so I thought, oh no, it's gonna. And then there was a lady ahead of me. So, but I thought, well, once this woman is done, it should be pretty quick. And but then. So the next lady, was just ahead of me. She got up there in the front, and she had an issue because something that she was buying didn't have a price on it, and they couldn't find the price, and so she had to go back to wherever she got that from, and so that seemed to take forever, and I kept thinking maybe I should get in the other line, because the line that my sister was in seemed like it was going pretty quickly, and I almost got in that line, but I thought, well, I'm next. She's almost done. Shouldn't be a problem. But then, but it took forever for her to, go back and find this thing and finally check out. And then they were changing out the drawer, getting change out of the drawer or something like that, and the lady that had the problem at first had come back to get a refund or whatever, so they had her jump in, I was like, oh my gosh, I should have gotten out of that line. That's the way my luck goes. I always choose the wrong line that has, 40,000 people in it or whatever, or people that are doing 40,000 different things. Anyway, yeah, I just have to be more patient. But, so I think, like I said, I think that's everything. And this is going to be my update number 131, because if I ever get that other video, the missing video, to upload, and I don't know whether or not I will, but if I do, it's 130A, and last week was 130B, and this one is 131. Anyway, so I haven't really thought about whether or not I'm going to do like a new start for Labor Day. I don't know why I would, because I've got 40,000 WIPs as it is. I was looking for this thread. I thought, well, maybe I've got it, because recently, I had recently pulled all my bobbins out, but missing a whole bunch of like 600s or whatever that this 612 would fall under, and so I thought, well, maybe it's in I have it in some other WIP somewhere, and I was going through all my stuff, and I have like, I don't know, about maybe 20 things that I've started, and a lot of them are just languishing in my drawers. And that's not even stuff that I haven't started. I have a box of kits that, that I purchased at one time or another. And so, like, if it's a kit, I put them all in this one box. And then I have a bunch of just patterns that I bought that are in another drawer with patterns, and so on and so forth. And it's and they're all things like so many of us. They're all things that I want to start, things that I want to stitch, and I just don't have enough time. There's not enough time in the day to stitch them all. But there would be a lot more time if I didn't have to unstitch things. Anyway, that's so. Oh. Letting the evil spirits out. A long time ago, that was what somebody had said, a teacher or somebody or a film strip or something had said, like, you intentionally leave an error in something so that the evil spirits can get out or whatever. So, shouldn't be any evil spirits in anything I stitch, because almost everything has a mistake in it. Except, there's some that I've corrected, but some that I've just sort of fudged and sort of left the mistakes in there. But, anyway. So I think that's everything probably for now. So I will see you next week. This is a very short video. I'm very paranoid these days about things coming out right. But so I will see you next week, and hopefully I will have some more. Maybe I'll work on Pandemic for Labor Day as a Labor Day thing. I'm getting some glare now. It's later in the afternoon. But so I think maybe on Labor Day I was thinking about doing some more work on Pandemic, because I just barely got started on it, and maybe I'll do some more on that for just use Labor Day as an excuse to work on that some more. But I kind of have a lot to do for what I had planned to do for Christmas presents. And, I don't know. I'm going to try to do some more of that. Get some more progress on the Santa nose in particular, and on this tribal owl pattern. Because there's kind of a lot to do. If only I would do it. Isn't that the truth of everything? If only I would do it. Okay, so anyway, that's enough blathering on. And I will see you next week. I will do some more stitching, I hope. So until then, I will talk to you later. Bye.